This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent, right here on Sports Radio 1340, WHAP, Hopewell.
This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth Nugent.
And the truth will set you free.
He covers everything from high school to the pros and everything in between here in the Tri-Cities. Now, let's go to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's right. I am Steve the Truth right here at Fox Sports Studios, WHAP, Hopewell at the corner of River Road and Mesa. We want to thank you for joining us on this beautiful Monday afternoon. I am Steve the Truth, as I said, alongside the one, the only, the man, the legend. That is Mr. Harry Clary. Harry, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, and I'm sitting here thinking about how many times you've said this is a beautiful Monday. We have had a lot of beautiful Mondays.
Yeah, and today's weather is perfect. It's supposed to go throughout the week like this, so it should be fun. And, of course, with us, the man that needs no introduction, that is Rick Morris, and his Denver Broncos did something they have never done before yesterday.
The coach smiled.
Yeah. They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. Rick, your thoughts on that real quick?
That was amazing. I thought that was a loss, but we did it.
Bo Dix did his thing. Of course, I think Jackson Dart's going to be really, really good for the Giants moving forward. But so he did his part. He took them back down the field, and who knows what would have happened if that kicker would have made the extra point.
That's the truth, Steve. And you know what? The Giants have arrived. Jackson Dart and Scatterboo are fun to watch. They're very entertaining.
They are. And how was y'all's weekend, by the way, Harry? Like I said, we didn't have a chance to be on last week due to the holiday, so we're back again this week, and shouldn't be anything between now and who knows when to miss a Monday. But how was your weekend?
Oh, it was pretty good. I got a lot of projects going that involve Home Depot and Lowe's and insulation and liquid nails and screws and paneling, and you guys know the deal.
That's right. It sounds like fun right there. Rick, how about your weekend? A little better than Harry's, I hope.
Yeah. Elixir had practice. We were learning some new songs, and I had to babysit my 6-year-old granddaughter this morning. I'm finding out that I can't keep up the way I used to.
Oh, I know what you mean. I got an 8 and 10-year-old grandson and granddaughter, and they are playing ball and cheerleading and doing a lot. It's hard to keep up with them sometimes. And, of course, when's the next time y'all out there playing?
We're going to be doing a benefit in Chester on November 15th is our next show.
Yeah, tell the folks out there a little bit what is it that you do?
I play keyboards and guitar and sing in the band.
Yeah, it's called Elixir.
Yes, Elixir.
Yeah, very popular group here in the Tri-City Richmond area. You can get a chance, go check them out. But let's recap the weekend real quick. Of course, Friday night was Hopewell's homecoming. They had the parade that passed the station right here, went down City Point Road. They took on the big rival Prince George, and of course Hopewell won the game 15-7, and it was 15-0 at halftime. Prince George scored 7 in the second half. Hopewell didn't score anything in the second half. It's a big win for Hopewell.
Yeah, Prince George scored, and then Hopewell came out on the field. They were in the locker room when it happened.
That's right. It was a good crowd out there for homecoming. Congratulations to T-Ron Richardson, I believe. I think he was the homecoming king. And that was a lot of fun. Friday night, of course, you heard that game right here on WHAP Hopewell, Fox Sports Radio. And then Saturday, I had the opportunity to call U8, U10, U12, and flag football, girls flag football, alongside of, give a shout out to Jared Brown, JB. He sat there with me for 4.5, 5 hours as we sat there and called every one of the games, and every Hopewell team won.
That's great news.
Yeah, it was, and I had each coach on that I could get on at halftime of each game, and the whole deal with that was WHAP. Of course, we're trying to be a part of the community, which we are a part of the community, but putting that broadcast on, I want to give a shout out to the Bluegrass Barber Keith and Buddy Hall. That's on in Saturday mornings from 6 to 9 and 9 to 10 for allowing us at 10 o'clock to take some of that time and recognize these kids out there playing. As I mentioned out there, Harry and Rick, it's 180 kids in the Hopewell Youth Football League. That's just Hopewell. 180. That's football and cheerleaders. So it's a lot that goes on to putting these games on, that not just on Saturday, but Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays when they're practicing.
Hey, it's good to see the youth get out there and play sports, because we grew up in a time where that was a gimme.
Yeah, you're always outside. And now with the technology we got, it's hard to get them out there and play. But congratulations to the U10 and U12. Both of them made the playoffs. They'll be playing this week, and I'll update their scores next Monday night right here. And, of course, UVA with a big win, 22-20. Had the safety right there toward the end of the game over Washington State to improve to 6-1, and they are ranked number 16 in the nation right now, playing very good. They won 6 games in a row.
Well, that's good, Steve, because I know you wouldn't be able to take UVA and the Dolphins tanking like that.
You're exactly right. And speaking of Sunday games, we won't talk about the Dolphins losing by 25 to the Cleveland Browns. We'll talk about that in the second hour of the show.
Yeah, man, Dylan Gabriel's dangerous.
Yes, he is. He's something. But a big win, Dallas over the local team, Washington. I thought it would be close, but I didn't think it was going to be 44-22, double them up like that.
Oh, I didn't either, but Dallas was on and Washington was not, and you cannot predict that game in the history of those two meeting. There's no way you can tell what's going to happen in that game. It doesn't matter how good one of them is. It doesn't matter how bad one of them is. That game is unpredictable.
It is, and we're going to talk more about that in the second hour of the show. And don't forget, there is 2 football games tonight, one at 7, one at 10. The first one is Tampa Bay and Detroit, and the second one at 10 o'clock is Seattle taking on Houston. I'll get it out in a minute. Yeah, they're taking on Houston. But there's another little big game in Major League Baseball. Game 7 of the championship series. Winner moves on to take on the defending champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers. That game comes on first pitch tonight on Fox and FS1 at 8:05. That should be fun anytime we get a chance to see a game with Game 7. It's fun. That means win or go home. So, but this time about 9 minutes after 6 every Monday night, it's time for
On This Date in Sports History
with Harry Clary. Brought to you by Carr Brothers, the gathering place located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road. Now, here's Harry.
All right, we got some really good stuff today. You don't hear me say that all the time, Steve. A lot of people ask me, what criteria do you go by for choosing what you pick from on this day in sports history? And if I can't pronounce their name, they didn't exist.
Can't make the cut.
You know what I mean? If I can't pronounce their name, sorry, y'all, I just got to skip that one. But, I won't be talking a lot about cricket or yacht racing.
Yeah.
No tiddlywinks. No curling. But just try to find the stuff that most people know. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I'm using my judgment, so wish me luck. Anyway, on this day in history, in 1910, the first use of a cork-centered baseball in the World Series. And, you've heard of the dead ball era before. That was before 1910. They put the cork in there, and you can hit the ball further, throw the ball faster, and baseball's changed ever since that day. Mm-hmm. Okay, on this day in 1924, first Negro League World Series. And we've come a long way. Jackie Robinson changed it all in 1947. On this day in 1936, Steve, this one's important, the Associated Press released its first weekly college football poll. See, if they hadn't did that, they might not even have rankings to this day. We just say, Oklahoma looks good.
Yeah, that's right. And UVA looks good.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. In 1963, Clem Daniels with the Oakland Raiders ran for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 49-26 victory over the Jets. He was the first running back for Oakland to get 1,000 yards in a season. And, of course, that was in 63. They stomped the Jets. The next year, they get Joe Namath.
Uh-oh.
And
we all know
they weren't anything before he got there.
Yeah, ain't been nothing since he gone.
That's right. 1973, here's another big one. President Nixon signed a bill that authorized a national medal to commemorate Jim Thorpe. Because Jim Thorpe's story kind of got tainted because he played a little bit of baseball. They took his medals away, and people have to realize Jim Thorpe's one of the greatest athletes, if not the greatest athlete of all time.
I agree.
Okay, and here's a fellow named Andrew Jones that played for the Atlanta Braves. Mm-hmm. And when he was 19 years old, he became the youngest player to hit a home run in a World Series, and he hit 2 of them.
Yeah, he played
against the Yankees. And Steve and I had the opportunity to walk out in Camden Yards when he was out there. I walked right by him. I wasn't supposed to, Steve. I don't think I was supposed to be out there, but
no, we had permission out there. That was the late night sports show. Me, you, J Dash, and Super Dave. That was a great day. We took like 40 people up there.
It really was, but it was amazing to walk out beside these famous baseball players. Mm-hmm. It was
Johnny Bench was out there, all of them.
Yeah, and Boog Powell was selling hot dogs.
That's right.
Okay, birthdays on October the 20th. Here's a big one, Steve. This is big.
All right.
1931, it's Mickey Mantle's birthday.
All right, happy birthday, Mickey.
Okay, in 1931, also Zeke Bartkowski. He was the backup quarterback to Bart Starr in those first 2 Super Bowls, and when Bart had a bad day or was hurt, it was always Zeke Bartkowski.
How about that?
1937, on this day, Juan Marichal was born. Do you remember him, Steve? Well, if anybody gets a chance, look him up. This guy, believe it or not, had one of the most unusual pitching styles of all time. He threw his legs straight up in the air. He didn't throw both of them because he'd fall down.
Exactly.
But he threw his left leg straight up in the air, and then his arm came after his leg, so nobody saw the ball till his leg came down. Mm-hmm. I know it sounds odd, but look him up. Mm-hmm. 1949, Valery Borzov. He was the guy from Russia that won the 100 meters in the 1972 Olympics. Fastest man in the world that day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in 1953, Keith Hernandez, first baseman for the Cardinals and the Mets. Everybody knows who Keith Hernandez is that really loves baseball. And it's also Dave Craig's birthday today, 1958. He was in the NFL 19 seasons, played for 137 teams.
Yeah, and then the first baseman for the Mets, he also had a very few cameos on Seinfeld.
That's right, he sure did. Good point, Steve. No, actually, Dave Craig played for 7 teams.
He was everywhere.
And last but not least, Steve, Herman Moore, who played for the Detroit Lions. And tell everybody, Steve, what college did he go
played
to?
for the University of Virginia. Go, Hoos, go.
And that's for On This Day in Sports History and birthdays for October the 20th, 2025.
On This Date is brought to you by Carr Brothers, where friends meet to eat. And don't forget, at the bottom of the hour, 6:30, we will have Toni Carr Hathaway with us. And she's with Tony's Oily Worlds, and she's going to give us some hints and what we can do so far as people having the sniffles and this different stuff this time of year. So her and I are going to sit down and have a little chat here about 6:30, 6:33. She will be here in studio with us. And with that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to talk some high school football. Hopewell playing Petersburg Thursday night. Hopewell plays the next 3 Thursday nights. They don't play no more Friday night games until the playoffs. But I want to try to break down a little bit of what we can expect so far as Region 3A. And I want to give a shout-out to Big Woody for sending me all this information. I appreciate you, big guy. So we'll be right back after these commercials right here on the WHAP, The Point.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what he originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Toni Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Hemco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Hemco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Hemco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383. or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line.
That's what I said.
All right, we are back here at the studios. This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris. Taking a look at your scoreboard right now. Of course, coming up at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock, it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Detroit on ABC. And then later on at 10 o'clock on ESPN, it's Seattle at home playing Houston. And don't forget, game number 7, all knotted up at 3 between Seattle and Toronto. First pitch on Fox, just about 10 minutes after 8. And like I said, coming up in the next segment, we will have Toni Carr Hathaway with us, talking Tony's Oily Worlds. And I already got a couple questions for that somebody has texted in, so we'll get to that on our next segment. And just as promised, I wanted to update some of these high school football scores from Friday night. Petersburg with a big win over Meadowbrook. Meadowbrook was undefeated until they played down. Now, Petersburg defeated them 36-0. That's a big win for Petersburg. Now Petersburg travels here to Hopewell Thursday night to take on Hopewell. And the big deal about that game is that, let me get the standings here. Take a look at the Class 3 Region A football rankings. And this is how they rank up right now, headed into this week's matchup between Hopewell and Petersburg. Lake Taylor's number 1. They're 7-1 with 24.5%. New Kent's number 2 at 5-2. Petersburg's number 3, only 2 percentage points behind New Kent at 5-2. Tabb, Virginia is 5-2. They're ranked number 4. And Hopewell is 3-4 and ranked number 5 right now. So they would make the playoffs. IC Norcom's 2-5, number 6. York is number 7 at 2-5. And get this, Harry and Rick, Colonial Heights Colonials are 1-7, and they right now has the last playoff spot.
Hey, well, good for them.
1-7. So they'll have to match up with the I think the number 1 seed in Region Region B, should I say. And I want to thank Big Woody again. He's got some other stats. I want to go big game of the week. This past week was Dinwiddie and Thomas Dale. Dinwiddie with a big win, 28-14. Dinwiddie is now 8-0. And over the last couple of weeks, I've been reading. Me and Woody has got together, and they had the Virginia high school football composite rankings for high school all throughout the state of Virginia. And right now, Murray's number 1 out there at the 757. Benedictine has moved up to number 2. St. James Academy, should I say the St. James Academy is the title. They're ranked number 3. Oscar Smith's number 4. Dinwiddie comes in number 5, 8-0, and that's in the state. That's a big, big deal for Coach Mills and the Dinwiddie Generals down there. Of course, Hopewell has got to play Petersburg, Matorka, and then they take on Dale. So that's going to be a tough one. So hopefully they can go 6-6, finish the season 500, and get into playoffs and make a run for the Hopewell Blue Devils.
Yeah, I don't even know what the student enrollment is at Dinwiddie. I looked it up one time. I used to think it was about 1,400. I'm not sure about that. But I know Thomas Dale is 3,000. Hopewell's about, 900,000?
Yeah, probably
somewhere in that area. So it's really tough to decide which of these teams are good, because if your student enrollment is large, you have a lot more players to pick from.
Yeah, and Hopewell's really looking good on the JV side of things. Saturday, I had the opportunity to have Dwayne Painter, one of the coaches for Hopewell's JV team. He told me they defeated Prince George 47-0 Wednesday. Over the last 2 weeks, they have outscored their opponents 94-0.
Well, you remember a few years ago when Hopewell's coach told us, man, our JV is kicking, and 2-3 years later, state championship.
Yep, so hopefully we're sitting in the same realm as that. And, of course, Matorka defeated Colonial Heights 37-7 this past week. So that gets you caught up at everything of the high school venue. And don't forget, you can hear that game Thursday night, Hopewell and Petersburg, right here on WHAP, The Point. I should say kickoff should be around 7 o'clock. Check it out. Coach's show should come on about 6:45. With that, Harry, Rick, man, what do y'all think about Hopewell High School football?
Well, I need to go see some games. I need to go to Myrna Field. I did go last year, but I need to catch a game before the season's over. I'm glad that they're doing pretty good this year.
Yeah, I think they're doing really good. Coach Irby this is probably one of his best coaching seasons, to where you try to take the best and get the best you can from the team, and he's doing well. And like I said, we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully when we get back, Toni Carr will be with us. She should be here with us about 6:30 or so. So when we come back, we'll talk some pro football too, and college. Like I said, college football, and the Ohio State's ranked number 1 again, which they should be.
Shocker.
Yeah, UVA is ranked number 16, but we'll go in detail of all that later on this hour. You are listening to The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris. We'll be right back here on WHAP, The Point.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Himco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Himco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Himco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Himco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Himco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
911 is the number that can save civilians' lives. 1-800-COP-LINE is the number that can save yours. Did you know more cops die by suicide than in the line of duty? Talk to a cop who cares. Call 1-800-COP-LINE or visit VAFirstResponderWellness.org. The life you save could be your own. Paid for by the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Services.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Toni Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP. Hopewell.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's what I said.
That's right, folks. This is Steve the Truth right here at the corner of Mesa and River Road. This is The Bottom Line featuring Steve the Truth. Bottom Line with Steve the Truth featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris. And don't forget, at 7 o'clock, just about a half hour from now, top of the hour, Tampa Bay taking on Detroit on ABC. And then at 10 o'clock, you can see Houston taking on Seattle. And, of course, Game 7 of Major League Baseball, all knotted up at 3, Seattle at Toronto. That game's on Fox. First pitch about 8:10. You got a good place to go. Go check out Carr Brothers right downtown, 3100. Right down the street, should I say, 3100 Jackson Farm Road. Of course, they got a special today. They got several TVs where you can watch both football game and baseball game all at the same time. So check it out. And joining me right now is the one, the only, Toni Carr Hathaway. Toni, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Hey, by the way, it's MK's birthday today. Go by and see her.
Oh, yeah. Well, happy birthday, MK. Yeah. She's a Seattle fan, and they'll be playing a little later tonight. So, yeah, go by there and see Christy and MK. Of course, Christy's, last time I was in there, I shared it. She had a Bottom Line T-shirt.
T-shirt on, yeah.
Yeah,
sure did.
That's great. If y'all get a chance, go out there and check out Carr Brothers. They're open every day except Sunday. Well, folks, it's that time of year again, and the air's getting cooler, the leaves are changing, and it feels like everyone you talk to has sniffles or a sore throat. I know I do after Saturday calling 5 hours of football on the radio. So we thought this would be a perfect time to bring back our friend Toni Carr Hathaway from Toni's Oly World to share some of her favorite natural ways to keep our immune system strong and our families feeling their best. If you've heard of Toni before, you know that she has a huge heart for helping people, and she is all about simple, practical things you can do right at home to stay well. Toni, it's great to have you back with us. Let's talk about the season and what's going on out there, and how can we be proactive instead of reactive.
Well, you're right, Steve, and thanks for having me back on our good old local WHAP. It's starting early this year. When the weather starts shifting and the people spend more time inside, germs just start circulating everywhere. But the good news is we don't have to just brace for it and expect it. We can support our immune systems the way that God designed us and our bodies to work.
Yeah, so what's one of the best daily habits you use?
My number one is doTERRA's On Guard. It's our immune-supporting blend. It helps protect the body naturally. I'll have it in a roller, and that's kind of just, it's like a small, it's got a little roller ball on the end, and you put the oils in. It's a little skinny bottle. But I roll it on the bottoms of my feet in the morning and night, and if I'm heading into a crowd, I might roll it on a little bit more. You can diffuse it in the car. It smells like fall. It's warm, spicy, and comforting, but it's also powerful. I always say get it in you or on you every day.
Yeah, okay. Let's say somebody starts feeling that little tinkle or pressure. What should they do first?
The second I feel that something coming on, I grab my little sniffer inhaler, and it's simply I put On Guard, I put oregano. Oregano is for immune support along with the On Guard, and then the oregano is more of like an antibiotic kind of support, and then we add the peppermint, which helps open everything up. You breathe it in on each side, and it's going to open you right up, and a lot of times that On Guard and oregano will just quite possibly cut those germs off before they can really even take hold, because most of the germs that you get, you breathe them in through your nose. So if you use it every day, evening, and if you take it in your pocketbook or your purse, use it throughout the day, it would be great. Another tip that I really like is when the air starts to feel heavy or your chest feels kind of tight, or even like Steve with his scratchy throat, a steam cup. And that's such a simple thing. You take a cup of hot water, like you can use it in a hot pot or microwave or whatever, and then you put 1 to 2 drops of peppermint, tea tree, lemon, and oregano to the mug, and then you just lean your head over it. Some people put a towel over their head, but it's pretty powerful. I haven't been able to do that. But you just lean over it and breathe it in. You want a good tip is to close your eyes, because the peppermint and the oregano, but really the peppermint is really powerful, and the steam kind of might burn your eyes. But it's one of the easiest ways to open up your airways. I know a couple years ago I had just a nagging cough that wouldn't go away, and I did this Vicks vapor rub inhalers. I remember my dad always had one with him, but you can make one, and they're so simple. So I want to make one real quick right now. I know you can't see me, but I'm going to make one for Steve, because he was talking about how he is a little bit congested and from being out there talking all the time. But this is the one what I would make if I first started feeling something coming. So what you have is you have a little wick. All right, and I'm going to put On Guard, which is our protective blend.
Yeah, she's just pouring it there on the little wick.
I'm just putting about 5 or 6, 7, doesn't have to be a certain amount of drops on this little wick. It looks like a cigarette, if you think about it, without the filter.
It's the length of a cigarette, and it's white.
So, all right, and then I'm going to put peppermint, and that's the one that's just going to tie it all together and just going to really open you up. So you just put that right on the wick, too. The next one I'm doing is oregano, and oregano is very, very powerful in antioxidants. So we're going to put 5 or 6 drops of that on. And like I say, it's not like a prescription or anything. You can kind of do how much you want. And then breathe. Now, breathe is the respiratory blend, so that's going to be one that's going to really help you. Right now, ragweed is really high, and
she's putting it in a little tube, just like the shape of a little Vicks, as you said back in the day,
like a Vicks vapor rub. And then you put the bottom, it's a little cap. You just heard it snap on, and then it's all ready to go. And then you have a cap that goes across it. I'm showing it to you like you can see, but you can't. So I'm gonna hand it to Steve and let him inhale it and see what he thinks.
Man, yeah, that is. Ooh. That opens you right up there, Toni.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's so easy, and that's one of the first things, because, like I said before, when you breathe it in, you inhale it like that. Sometimes you can just stop it before it really gets started. So your On Guard is your antiviral. Your oregano gives you the kind of antibiotic little immune kick, and then the peppermint and the breathe just really open up your airways.
Yeah, you mentioned a flute roller before. What's the right way to make that?
The flute roller is another one that if you feel like you're getting sick, or if you've already gotten sick and it can help you maybe shorten the length of your illness. But what you do, this is what flute stands for. It's frankincense, lemon, oregano, On Guard, and tea tree.
Oh, okay.
So you put 5 to 10 drops of that in a roller. And a roller is a 10 ml. It looks just like a skinny, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a skinny roller.
Yeah, just a skinny
roller. It's got a
roller.
steel ball on the top. I wish I could show it to you. But you put those in there, and then you fill the rest of it up with fractionated coconut oil, and you can use other carrier oils, but fractionated coconut oil just doesn't have a scent, and it's really thin, so it rolls on really easy. That's why we use that. So you put that all in there, shake it up real good, and then you roll it on your spine, the bottoms of your feet, 2 or 3 times a day. It's gentle, but really a powerful blend for that great big immune support. Adults can use it, kids can use it. You'd want to adjust the amount of drops in it. For like children would be like maybe 5 drops, but for somebody like myself or Steve, we might put 10 drops of each one of those oils. And then when you get to the elderly, you're going to want to cut back, kind of like treat them like they were kids.
Yeah, if you're just joining us here at 20 minutes toward the hour, this is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris, and we have Toni Carr Hathaway with us at Toni's Oily Worlds, and she's been showing us how to make a inhaler. And what about fevers and body aches, Toni? You got stuff for that?
Yeah, fevers, this is when peppermint really shines. Peppermint we think of as more opening up our airways or for our stomach aches or something like that. But peppermint is very cooling to the body. So just 1 or 2 drops of peppermint mixed with a carrier oil, which could be, even if you didn't have anything else, even if you had olive oil. As long as it's a plant seed oil, you could apply it to the back of your neck, your spine, or your feet. It's going to help cool that body and bring the temperature down. We do have a peppermint touch roller that's already diluted for children. So if you have that if you have your kids, they start getting a fever, you can roll that on them and you don't have to do anything. Just pull the roller out and use that on them. For sore muscles and like flu aches and stuff, always reach for that deep blue rub or the stick. Anything, that's for pain. Mm-hmm. Peppermint eases pain also too, which is in deep blue. But that would be what I would say for the aches and pains would be deep blue.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite diffuser blends for the season, like fall headed into winter?
Sure. Like to clean the air, if you want to kill the germs in your home, your household. On Guard, which is that protective blend that you can take internally, or you can use it topically or aromatically.
We have our diffuser right there in the kitchen.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And everywhere that little mist, if you're doing On Guard, for instance, everywhere that little mist hits is going to kill 99.9% of the germs, just like if you were spraying some of those name brand sprays that are full of toxins and chemicals that you really shouldn't use. But yeah, that's a great easy one without having to mix them. It's already kind of mixed for you. Wild orange is another really good one to like clean the air, or lemon. Another one, if you're feeling congested and stuff like that, you can use Breathe, which is the Breathe blend, and that has peppermint, has eucalyptus already in it. Or you could do lemon, lavender, and peppermint. Those are great ones for allergies. If you just want to feel, like warm and fuzzy, again, On Guard is good. You could add like wood oils to it, like a cedar wood or a fir wood. All those are going to be nice and cozy.
Yeah, you always make this sound so durable, Toni.
Well, it's really easy. It's really my heart to help people using natural things that are already provided. Our bodies are incredible. When we give them the right tools, they know what to do, and you can heal. Whether it's lemon in your water, On Guard on your feet, or that little inhaler in your pocket like Steve's got now. Simple things like that can just help you stay stronger throughout the season. If you're really ready to start feeling better every day and you want to start with just the basics, your wellness foundation is just like a house. If you have a brick house and you have a strong foundation, that's where your vitamins and minerals come in, and your omega oils. And we have all of that. We have all that in it's called a wellness bundle. But if you're interested in the vitamins and the omegas, it's a great way to start.
I take omega every day.
Yes, you do, and he loves it. But it's, like I say, if you have a strong foundation, and then you think of the essential oils, they're kind of like firefighters. They put out the little fires that you have that might pop up along, any kind of illness or ache or pain or something like that. So, I mean, it's just, you put them all together, and I think the way God created us, He created us for our bodies to heal themselves. And we've just gotten so crazy over time and the way things are processed and done that now our bodies need more help than ever to let ourselves heal and to get better.
This is a natural way to do it. Everything sounds wonderful. Where can people find your recipes and learn more about it?
You can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Toni Jolie World. I put recipes and blends and tips on both of those places. But I mean, it's just simple. You can reach out. You can come to Carr Brothers, or you can text me or call me or message me. But I mean, I'd love to help you and talk to you more about. Everybody's individual, so I mean, it's great to do a one-on-one. But I mean, it's just simple to start somewhere. All you have to do is take that one step. And there's 10 oils that come together in one kit that is a great place to start. It's some of the ones that we talked about, but some more too, but that really take care of a lot of different things.
Yeah, you got any last thoughts that you want to put out there?
Steve, every season reminds me that God built resilience right into us. Our job is just to give the body what it needs, rest, nourishment, and a little help from nature. I always tell people, don't wait to get sick to care for yourself. Be proactive, listen to your body, and trust that simple, natural tools can really make a difference. And most of all, stay hopeful, because God is still working, even in the middle of all of our sniffles and illnesses.
Yep, and that's Toni Carr Hathaway, and it's a real funny story. Me and Harry play in 2 fantasy leagues, and we went to one of our fantasy drafts. I won't mention where we went, but one of the owners of the team listens to our show.
Oh, how great.
And he gave you a big shout out.
Oh, that's
He
nice.
said, that Toni Carr, man, she knows her stuff.
Well,
I said, she sure does.
I had put something out today. If anybody called in, I would give them a free inhaler, but I put it out there on Facebook. Can I say one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Carr Brothers takes care of either foster kids or just some other kids that are in need for Christmas. Mm-hmm. And we are going to have a fundraiser pancake breakfast on November 15th from 8 to 10. And I'm telling you, it's the best pancakes. I look forward to them every year.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times. When I worked down there at the convenience center, I left and came and got it and went back.
Our friend Curdy cooks them.
Mm-hmm.
But the tickets are $15 a piece. And once again, I mean, it's almost like your ticket price. You get a free meal. Well, it's $15, but really that $15 is going to go to get a gift for a child that might not have anything, if we didn't do this. So it's a really good time. It's great food. It's pancakes, bacon, sausage, biscuits and gravy, eggs. It's the real deal.
Yeah, it's everything. And what we'll do, Toni, for the next hour and 15 minutes, if somebody calls up and, like I said, I'll put it out there, 9427 is 458-WHAP, and we get you on the air. We'll make sure that we get you connected with Tony to get your free inhaler.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, that's
give
great.
Give him your address, and he'll send it to me, and we'll get you one in the mail.
Yep, that is great. Well, Tony, thanks so much for being here. And like I said, I'm going to stop by Carr Brothers after the show today, watch some of the football game, and it should be pretty good. And like I said, if you get by there, wish MK a happy birthday. And like I said, I think, like I said, I'll be by there when we get off, so it'll be fun.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I do have. Well, I'll ask you that question right off the air. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'll have Harry and Rick back with us. We're going to talk some college football, the top 25 here, and then on the bottom line, WHAP, The Point.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Toni Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Hemco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Hemco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Hemco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
me the truth. Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line.
That's what I said.
All right, we're back here at the studios, Fox Sports Studios. It is just about 8 minutes toward the hour of 7 o'clock. Don't forget, at 7 o'clock, Tampa Bay taking on Detroit on ABC. Or you can keep it right here with us, and we will keep you updated until 8 o'clock. I want to thank Toni, Carr, Hathaway again for joining us for Tony's Early Worlds. If you get a chance, go by Carr Brothers, best burger in town. They're at Carr Brothers, and you can watch the football games and the baseball games tonight. And check it out. Joining me now here, of course, the one, the only, Harry Clary and Rick Morrison. Hey, we want to give a shout-out to Johnny Martinez. Of course, he's a fellow member of the Hopewell Optimist Club, as I am. I've been busy here doing other events, and they were at the Czech thing this past weekend out here in Hopewell, and I saw a lot of pictures out there. Congratulations. And like I said, the Hopewell Optimist Club, ever since I've been a member, they do a lot for the community, and like I said, I'm just glad to be a part of what they do.
Yeah, great organization. Been in Hopewell for a long time. Used to sponsor the Little League baseball team, and great organization.
And John, of course, is at the Hopewell High School games. He's been at every one of them here at home over the past couple of weeks, too. And I want to thank him for listening as well. And just as promised, we just got about 6 minutes to go here at the end of the first hour. But taking a look at college football, the AP Top 25, the Ohio State with 60 votes, ranked number 1. Indiana, first time ever, fellas, being ranked second. That's the highest they have ever been ranked.
Well, Indiana's having good luck in football this year.
Yes, they are. They're 7-0. Texas A&M is third. Alabama has moved up after losing the first game to Florida State. They have won 6 in a row and doing their thing. Georgia's ranked number 5. Oregon's number 6. Georgia Tech, 7-0. Number 7, of course, they're the undefeated team from the ACC, and they're ranked number 7. Of course, ACC, we're not getting no respect as
never doing football.
Yeah, and Rodney Dangerfield would say no respect. And then Mississippi ranked number 8. Ole Miss, they had a tough loss this past weekend. And then Miami, they played Friday night against Louisville. Louisville went to kick a field goal to take the lead and faked it and scored a touchdown. Then they were ranked number 2. They fell all the way down to number 9 in the AP poll, and that's Miami of Florida.
That's a ballsy call there.
It is that. Number 10, check this out, Vanderbilt, 6-1. And they're picking up off of the season they had last year doing their thing. BYU's 11th. They're 7-0. Notre Dame is 5-2, ranked number 12. Oklahoma, as you said, 6-1. Texas Tech, 6-1. And Missouri, 6-1. That rounds out the top 15. And, of course, our beloved Wahoos are 6-1 as well. And we take on I have to check the schedule. That's what we're going to talk about here the next hour as well, with UVA playing this week. And then Tennessee, after a tough loss, they're 5-2. They're 7. South Florida's back in the top 25. They're ranked 18th. Louisville, after that big win over Miami, they're finally in the top 25, ranked number 19th. And, of course, UVA beat Louisville, so that's a big win for Louisville over Miami Friday night. LSU's fell to 20th. Cincinnati, Texas, Illinois, Arizona State, and Michigan rounds out the top 5. But getting votes also in the top 25, cannot forget about our boy Andy Clark with Legion Jones Insurance. James Madison, they got 6 votes to be in the top 25.
Hey, that's great news. I have to add, I think Notre Dame has the best-looking helmets in the history of college football.
Yeah, they do, yep. And Johnny Martinez just hooked me up and said, yeah, Virginia plays Carolina this week. And I think that's an early game, too. And they're playing Coach Belichick, and see if UVA can win another one. Be great to see. Thanks, Johnny, for sending me that there, big guy. And like I said, it is just about the top of the hour, so that's our college segment brought to you by K&L, where friends meet to eat. I was in there this afternoon. If you get a chance, go in there tomorrow. Forget what the special is tomorrow. Could be, well, I know they got chili back on Fridays as well. So if you get a chance, and then
chicken and dumplings is Thursdays, isn't it?
Yes, sir, on Thursdays. So we're going to take a break. When we come back at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock, we're going to talk about the headlines of the weekend. The Miami's coach and staff for the Dolphins. Are they going to be around much longer or not? The Denver Broncos scoring 33 points in one quarter.
That is the most points scored in a comeback in the fourth quarter in NFL history.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I had Bo Nix playing, so he scored 22 fantasy points for me in one quarter.
You're welcome.
Be glad you played that guy.
I am definitely. And then, of course, we'll have our top 5 best teams in the National Football League, top bottom 5 teams in the National Football League. And, of course, we'll play Who You Got with this week's games coming up. Well, all of us did pretty good.
Yeah, we had a good week, all three of us, for a change.
Yeah, let's see if we can't keep
it
up.
It's been some crazy underdog winning teams here lately, and that just I bet you Vegas made a lot of money the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I bet they did too. And like I said, we can't. And don't forget, folks, top of the hour, we'll keep you updated too with Tampa Bay and Detroit. They'll be kicking off just shortly after 7. With that, we'll be right back with the second hour of the show right here on The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris.
This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent, right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383. or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Himco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Himco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Himco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Himco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Himco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Toni Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
This is Mark Malone, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth Nugent right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's what I said.
All right, we are back here with The Bottom Line. I am Steve the Truth. It's shortly after the hour of 7 o'clock. And if you missed the first hour, shame on you. But we got the second hour coming up. And first, I want to thank Toni Carr Hathaway again for being here with Toni's Oily World. She's a proud sponsor of The Bottom Line, and Carr Brothers as well. We can't thank her enough for being a part of our team and being a big part of our team here at WHAP. Now, I am here with Harry Clary and Rick Morris, and we did go through we went through the high school standings of where we sat at, and then we just finished up with the college football standings and where we sat at there as well. Of course, 2 games tonight in the National Football League. It's Tampa Bay taking on Detroit. That kickoff should be very shortly on ABC. And then at 10 o'clock, it's Houston at Seattle. And then don't forget, it's always great to see a Game 7, Major League Baseball Game 7 tied 3-3 the division. So that first pitch is just about 8:10. Of course, if you want to check out Carr Brothers, stop by there and wish MK a happy birthday. So, fellas, next thing on our schedule, we're going to talk about some headlines from the weekend. And first one we want to talk about, why not let Rick have his due, the Denver Broncos.
Absolutely.
The Denver Broncos scoring 33 points. The Broncos kicker Will Lutz celebrates after kicking the winning field goal as time expired Sunday against the Giants. Denver trailed 26-8 with 6 minutes left in the game and ended up winning 33-32. Rick, that was just a fun game to watch.
It was. It had me on the edge of my seat, and I was nervous as all could be.
Did you change positions in your seat during that last 6 minutes?
I did several times.
Yeah. Fantasy football, we squirm and change positions in our seats while the score's changing.
I still say that pass interference call was bogus at the end.
Yeah, well, like I said, I changed shirts and everything during the game to wear my team, and you tell that ain't working for my team, but it's working for the Denver Broncos. The Broncos' improbable comeback snapped a streak in which the NFL teams had won 1,602 consecutive games when leading by 18 points in the final 6 minutes of the game. That's a big deal. Like I said, y'all broke a whole lot of records, 33 points in the quarter. Y'all look like the Redskins against the Broncos back in the Super Bowl when they scored 28.
I bet they set a record for cuss words by a coach in the first half.
Yeah.
But maybe the first 3 quarters.
Yeah. But like I said, I was texting both of y'all when that was going on. Of course, I was rooting for Bo Nix because I have him on my fantasy league, and we were rooting for Denver because of Rick. And it's just it was just a lot to happen to make it go there. But we cannot say it without the kicker who's filling in for the Giants missed not 1 but 2 extra points for the New York Giants.
And I'm sure nobody feels worse about it than he does.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And that's big news the other day. The Broncos improved to 5-2. They're 1 game above Kansas City and the Chargers, both of them at 4-3. And like I said, the Chargers, after starting 3-0, they have really come back down to earth, losing 3, going 3 out of 4.
I think they lost their first 2 running backs. They're down to their 3rd string running back at this time.
Yeah, and that's like I said, that is as big in the West. Can Denver? Y'all's thoughts, real quick, sitting here, week number 7, getting ready to end. Can the Broncos unseed Kansas City in that division?
Well, they are in first place right now. And Kansas City, it looks like they're doing pretty well right now, but I shouldn't bring up the negative, but I can't get over the Kansas City game week before last against the Lions, the call from New York, taking the touchdown away, Mahomes taunting and them not calling. It was just play after play after play in that game.
That's another headline that we got we're talking about too, folks, is that this is the 2nd week in a row. Last week it was the Detroit Lions against Kansas City, with the play under center, and he ran to the side, caught it for the touchdown.
Right.
And they said that he couldn't make that. And then the referees, they said they got a call from New York to say, hey, that. And then that changed the whole complexity of the rest of the game, although it was the first series. Detroit never recovered from that.
Absolutely. It took their momentum away, their flow, everything they had going.
And then yesterday with the catch with the Minnesota Vikings, did y'all see that with the tight end? And it clearly looked like a catch, but then again, got a call from New York.
Well, the Megatron catch, I don't know if you remember, a long time ago, they changed the rule.
And the Dez Bryant catch against Green Bay in the playoffs.
Yeah, that you have to come down with it. But I think the ground shouldn't cause, if the ground causes the ball to come out and you caught it all the way down, to me, that's a catch.
Yeah, I think I think that was a catch as well yesterday. And
that was Hutchinson, I believe.
Yeah, Hutchinson was the tight end, and he said, I don't know what a catch is anymore in the post game. He said, if that's not a catch, I don't know what is. And then somebody from one person, because I watched the Pat McAfee show this afternoon at lunchtime, and they said that 3 of the 4 officials on the field called it a catch, and the person from New York called in and said it's not a catch.
I've seen a lot of those guys with tremendous athletic ability. They'll catch the ball when they're out like Superman, but then they turn their body before they hit the ground holding the ball up. And that's really hard to do, and there's probably more chance of getting hurt that way. But I called the catch Hutchinson made. I think it was legit, and the refs didn't.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Let's move on to our local team, the Washington Commanders. They're 3-4, letting the Cowboys double them up 44-22. And Harry, let the listeners know that what you said in the production meeting about the Dallas Cowboys, of how many points they scored and how many they gave up.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys are the only team to score 200 points, over 200 points in the first 7 games. And them and Cincinnati, the only 2 teams to give up over 200 points. So Dallas has typically been known for their defense the past few years, or actually the opposite of what they used to be as far as defense. I remember when they beat Tampa Bay with Brady a few years ago, they looked like the greatest team on earth.
Yes.
That defense was relentless. Now, I don't know.
Did losing Micah Parsons change it that much?
I don't know. Clowney yesterday, he looked real good. I think he was in the backfield twice. That 2 sacks yesterday. And then what do you think about Daniels getting hurt for Washington? They said that came out today and said it's not that serious.
Well, that's good news. Nobody wants to see anybody get hurt, and he is the future of Washington, and I think he's good enough to take them all the way. But unfortunately, it's 32 teams, and all of them think they're supposed to win.
And, Harry, I just want to piggyback off of what you said at the beginning of the season. You said you thought Washington was going to have a sophomore jinx, and they're sitting at 3-4 right now, and losing a couple of games most people think they should have won.
Yeah, and I didn't say that because I think that they're not that good of a team. It's just they're in a tough conference, tough division, tough league, and sophomore is somehow a jinx sometimes. And it was just a prediction. It's like you say, Steve, we're just guessing. It's all for fun.
Yep, and I got a text from Johnny Martinez, and there we go. We got it right there. Detroit's up 7-0 with 11:59 to go in the first. So Detroit's up early. And when we play, who you got later on that looks like golf pass to catch made by St. Brown for a 27-yard touchdown for Detroit. So Detroit is up Detroit's up 7-0 right now on Tampa Bay. You can check that out on ESPN. And like I said, I got golf playing tonight in my fantasy league, so let's go Detroit.
I've got I've got both running backs against me tonight from Detroit.
Oh, yeah?
In the 2 leagues I'm in.
All right, now let's move on to something we call the top 5 best and the top 5 bottom 5 in the National Football League. just about 11 minutes past the hour. It's 12 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And, Rick, I'll start with you, big guy. Let's start with the best teams in the National Football League. You can start with your 15. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay. Number 5, I got 49ers/Lions. I have to see what happens tonight, but I'll go 49ers for now.
Right.
Number 4 would be the Rams. 3 would be the Eagles. 2, Bucks. And number 1 spot is Indianapolis Colts.
The Indianapolis Colts. Who would have thunk it? Danny Dimes doing his thing in Indianapolis, Harry.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is doing his thing. All right, 5-1. Who you got?
Well, I've got the 49ers at 5th place. I've got the Bills in 4th. I've got the Eagles in 3rd. I have the Colts in 2nd. And I have the Buccaneers, best team in the NFL.
You got Tampa Bay, and they're trailing right now 7-0. But there's Baker Mayfield right there on the monitor, and
I predicted Detroit to win.
Yeah, and like I said, any game that Baker Mayfield is in is a game that Tampa Bay will have a chance to win. That game last week, where he got beat up like he did, and he went, he just played extremely well and pulled the victory out for Tampa Bay.
What I like about him is look at all the injuries they have. Bucky Irving is hurt. Evans has been out. Godwin's been out. I mean, and the defensive players are out, and he is winning with second stringers. Mm-hmm. Kind of like the 49ers are doing the same thing.
Yep, and they're just keeping afloat. All right, my top 5 best teams. Number 5 is Detroit Lions. They're playing extremely well. Last week they came up a little short to Kansas City, but like I said, that first drive kind of killed the momentum for them. Then I got Tampa Bay, who's playing tonight. Both of them 4-5, respective. The Eagles are back in the winning ways from winning yesterday against Minnesota. Carson Wentz threw for 300 yards, but 2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and the Eagles looking pretty good, but I did see Barkley on the sideline. Looked like he had a little injury there, so we have to wait and see how that unfolds, because if that really persists over a period of time, that really dictates the Eagles and where they go. The Rams yesterday morning, 35-7 over a team. I think Jacksonville was a pretty good team, and they won big, 35-7. That's a big win. And, of course, I'm with both of you. Well, I'm with Rick on it. I got the Colts, the best team in the National Football League right now, sitting at 6-1.
And they'd be undefeated if it wasn't for a guy letting the ball slip out of his hand.
And they would have won the game against the Rams.
And who would have guessed that at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Who would have thought the Rams and the Colts would be 2 of the best teams right now in Week 7? And then could have been vice versa. If
I
the Colts
could have seen the Rams, but not the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts. Danny Dimes came out of nowhere, and he's playing extremely, extremely well. All right, we're gonna shift gears. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, of course, the National Hockey League is back in action. So we're gonna have Rick with his. Let's do the bottom 5. That's a good idea, Harry. Why not? Let's do the bottom, and I'll start with the bottom 5. Let's go with, I got Tennessee as the 15, but I also, in parentheses, I have Baltimore. Folks, Baltimore is 1-5. But are they the best 1-5 team out there? Probably so. And I got the Raiders number 4, New Orleans number 3, the Jets. I know they're 0-7, and they can't score. They just lost 2 games, and the opponent only scored 13 points, and they lost both of them. That's how bad they are. But I should have them at number 1, but I don't. I have the Miami Dolphins at number 1. We're 1-6, looking terrible. We had the backup quarterback come in the fourth quarter yesterday. They pulled Tua, turned the ball over out of the game. Let's see if that can get him riled up. And we play the Falcons this week. Look for Miami to lose again, and we'd be 1-7. And the coach, McDaniels, like I said, he just don't have no flavor on the sideline. His head's down a lot. The whole overall team playing is just not good. We scored 6 points yesterday and 2 field goals. So my worst team in the National Football League is the Miami Dolphins.
They're so bad that Tyreek Hill was smiling because he doesn't have to play with him anymore.
That's right. Yeah. Rick, who you got? Your bottom five.
At number 5, I got the Cleveland Browns. Number 4, the Ravens. Number 3, the Dolphins. Number 2, the Titans. And number 1, the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets are definitely struggling with their new coach. And like I said, you could say a lot of things, but it might be the organization is the reason why they're...
It's because they're the Jets.
Yes, that's what it's for, yeah. Harry, who you got?
I have the Cardinals, the 5th worst team in the NFL. I think they need a quarterback replacement. The Titans I have at number 4. I have the Saints at number 3. I have the Dolphins, the next to the worst team, and the Jets because...
They're the Jets.
Just in the season.
Yeah, they are struggling. And they were talking about this morning about the Jets lose another game where they try to trade some of their players. They got like Wilson and the running back.
Might as well.
Breece Hall.
0 and
Breece
17, Hall. 0 and 17, no matter who's on the team.
Yeah. So that'd be kind of intrigued to see if they pull the plug on some of them as well. And Miami's the same way. Where's Waddle going? They going to trade Waddle? And I think he'd be up for it. You know, any team that he could go to that, you know, a Detroit could pick him up or a 49er team can pick him up. That's the same system that McDaniels plays as Shanahan's system.
They need to get John Gruden. He's used to being in Florida. He would be a great coach for the Miami Dolphins.
I'll take John Gruden. I'd take Bill Belichick. Right now, I'd take just about anybody.
You take Chip Kelly.
I would take Chip Kelly. Give him a chance. Why not? Like I said, 3 years ago, we were the best show on turf, and then now all of a sudden he can't complete a pass. And it's just... And it's definitely the quarterback play is what's hindering us.
What's wrong with Tua is he doesn't have any kind of foot speed. It's like by the time he decides he's in trouble to take off, somebody's already got momentum and a head start on him, and he can't get away from the rush.
He's been making some very difficult, some very decisions very difficult that it's everything, that whole offense is set on timing, and he's not got the timing down, so he's struggling a little bit. So that does it for our bottom 5 and our top 5. Now we'll go to break. And when we come back, we'll get Rick real quick with the National Hockey League, get you updated with some of the stuff that's happening in that. And we'll talk a little bit more football, and we're going to play Who You Got coming up. And we'll do our picks on who we think going to win tonight with the Major League Baseball and who we pick to win the World Series, which starts Friday. World Series starts Friday. That's going to be fun. So with that, we're going to take a break. You're listening to The Bottom Line right here on WHAP, The Point. Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383 or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Hemco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Hemco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Hemco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Toni Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
This is Mark Malone, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth Nugent, right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with The Bottom Line.
That's what I said.
All right, we are back here at Fox Sports Studios. This is The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris. Taking a look at the monitor right now, Monday Night Football, Game 1 is on ABC and ESPN, and it's the Detroit Lions taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And it's 7-0 right now with just about 7:40 to go in the first quarter. So you're all up to date with that. And don't forget, at 8:10 on Fox, it is the first pitch of Game 7 of the championship series of Major League Baseball. Of course, they're going to move on. The winner moves on to take on the Los Angeles Dodgers this weekend, starting with, should I say, Friday, Game 1 of the World Series in baseball. But now it's time for Rick with his update of the National Hockey League.
Okay, we're going to start off with Saturday's games. The Sabres shut out the Panthers 3-0. The Islanders got a win over the Senators 5-4. The Devils beat the Oilers 5-3. Kraken won against the Maple Leafs 4-3. The Rangers took care of the Canadiens 4-3. The Wild lose to the Flyers 2-1. Blue Jackets beat the Lightning 3-2. The Blues win over the Stars 3-1. And the Jets get a win over the Predators 4-1. And the Avalanche destroy the Bruins 4-1. Hurricanes get a win over the Kings 4-3. Golden Knights demolish the Flames 6-1. And the Penguins shut out the Sharks 3-0. And on Sunday, Canucks beat the Capitals 4-3. Red Wings beat the Oilers 4-2. Blackhawks beat the Ducks 2-1.
And the Mammoths took care of the Bruins 3-2.
All right. That's the National Hockey League. And, of course, taking a look at that, Detroit's atop of the Atlantic Division, 5 wins, 1 loss. Montreal's 4-2. And then at the top of the Metropolitan Division, it's Carolina and New Jersey right up there. Carolina's undefeated, 5-0. And then the Western Conference is Colorado, 5-0 there. Rick, I know you're a Colorado fan, so I know your baseball team didn't do too well, but the hockey team's doing well.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, and Vegas is 4-0. That's all your division winners there as well. And that's Rick with the National Hockey League, and is brought to you by
Ligon Jones Insurance.
Ligon Jones Insurance. Andy Clark, a proud sponsor of The Bottom Line and a proud sponsor of WHAP and all of its sports as well. We want to thank Rick for that update there. Now, taking a look at the TV tonight, of course, at 7 o'clock right now, should we say Tampa Bay at Detroit on ABC and ESPN, and then at 10 p.m., Houston at Seattle, that's on ESPN, and the National Hockey League on TV on the National Hockey League Network, Minnesota at the Rangers. That game, the puck dropped at 7 o'clock. And, of course, an American League Championship Series, Seattle at Toronto, Game 7 is tonight on Fox and FS1. First pitch just about 8:10. So that gets you caught up with everything's happening today, tonight, and don't forget tomorrow. I know there's some NBA fans out there. The association starts their season tomorrow. Should be fun. I'm looking forward to watching the Lakers.
You're a Laker fan?
Yes, but I like Big Boy. They got traded from Dallas over to L.A., so I'm looking forward to watching some of that. And then I like, we covered
be pretty good.
Yeah, we covered the Wizards too, and like I said, we had Dave Johnson, the voice of the Washington Wizards, on back during the summertime, right during the same night as the draft, the lottery. We had him on that same night that Washington could have.
Dallas won the lottery, didn't they?
yeah. So that was what it is. And we'll get Dave Johnson on throughout the season to get our updates with the Washington Wizards. I'm a somewhat Washington Wizard fan. I've been up there several times to cover the team when I was here with WHAP in the past. So I'm looking forward to doing that again. So it is just about the bottom of the hour. And guess what, fellas? It is time for...
We have made it to the point of the show when we attempt to see into the future and make our weekly NFL picks. We will tally up our correct picks at the end of the season to determine a champion. Get ready for Who You Got.
That's right. It is just about who you got. What we do here, we go through the National Football League, and we try to pick and tell you the future of what we do. And, hey, Harry, Rick, we didn't do too bad. Of course, we missed last Monday on air because it was a holiday, but we did do our picks. And last week, the last 2 weeks, Harry, the Monday before, you got 10 right. Rick, the Monday before, you got 8 right. And I got 8 right. Then, this week, when we did our picks, Harry, you got 11 out of 13. Rick, you got 10 out of 13. And Harry, I got 11 out of 13. I got Detroit tonight. You got Detroit and Seattle. We both. And Rick has Tampa Bay winning this game here, and he has Seattle winning the second game. So where does that put us at? Harry Clary sits at the top of the bracket with 60 wins throughout the season. Rick is in second with 55, but right there behind him is the truth with 54. And give me the 6 picks. I picked Miami. I'd be tied with you, Harry.
Yeah. if frogs had skateboards, they wouldn't bump their butt jumping.
You're exactly right. Yep. Now, taking a look at next week's schedule, there are some good games in the National Football League next week. Just like every week, it's hard to pick them, and we pick them 6 days ahead of time, so we don't know if somebody might slip on a bar of soap or this, that, and the other, to where it could change the outcome of the ball game.
Yeah, that'd be the Raiders.
That would be the Raiders. Now, speaking of the Raiders, they didn't score nothing yesterday.
Yeah, well,
Kansas City beat them 31-0.
Well, Geno Smith is having a horrible year to start with, and I think if it gets any, there's about 4 teams I think that need to change quarterbacks, and I think the Raiders are one of them.
Yeah, I think they're struggling at quarterback. I think they got a lot more issues than just the quarterback. I'm not really sold on Pete Carroll now. With them, Vegas is sitting at 2-5, and like I said, didn't even score a point. Miami at least kicked the field goal.
Right, but they got a great running back. They got pretty good receivers. They've got the best, probably one of the best tight ends in football. Pretty good defense. Wrong division, and need a quarterback is that important.
Yes, it's very important.
I'll be happy if the Raiders stay the way they are.
Yes, you will be, Mister. I scored 33 points in one quarter. The Denver Broncos. Now the first game next week is Thursday night, Harry, and it's the Minnesota Vikings coming off a loss yesterday to the Super Bowl champions, Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said, Wentz threw for 300 yards. He just couldn't get the ball in the end zone.
They played horrible and were in the game. Then that tells me that Philly is not quite as good as everybody thinks.
And they're taking on, this is Thursday night, at Los Angeles Chargers. And the Chargers, of course, just played the Colts. They tried to make a comeback toward the end of the second half, but could not, fell a little short, 38-24. So, who you got? The Minnesota Vikings or the Los Angeles Chargers?
Well, this is a really tough one because I believe Carson Flinch got hurt in that game.
So...
And, wow, it's, Minnesota has a really good team. They were counting on J.J. McCarthy. If they had a decent quarterback, they would be all in it this year. They really would.
Yeah, I have Mason, the running back. He got in the end zone yesterday.
And I just not knowing whether Wentz, he just didn't look like he had it. Chargers are struggling also, but it's at the Chargers, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to go with the Chargers reluctantly.
He's going picking the lesser of two evils. He's taking the Chargers. Rick, who you got?
I'm going to take the Chargers reluctantly also. But J.J. McCarthy, he was injured in his rookie year, and he's injured this year.
Yeah, and Minnesota, like I said, you got to. It's the one thing about that quarterback. He's got to stay healthy. And like I said, I like the Chargers. I like Harbaugh as the coach. I like Herbert. I wish he would have went to Miami instead of the San Diego Chargers at the time. But I think he'll get the stuff, and they'll right the ship Thursday night at the stadium. SoFi Stadium. I'll get it out in a minute. SoFi Stadium Thursday night. Check that out. That's going to be on Prime Video. All right, 1 o'clock. No games this weekend at 9:30. We don't start football until 1 o'clock. And the first game that we have on is the 1-6 Miami Dolphins taking on the Atlanta Falcons, who lost last night, which after that big win last week, you thought they were going to ride the momentum, and they come in and laid an egg last night to the 49ers and losing 20-10. So, like I said, I think the Falcons have got enough to beat us, to beat Miami, and it's in Atlanta as well.
Well, Atlanta has not showed up for a couple of games this year. You know, they're looking strong, and then all of a sudden they lose to somebody they shouldn't lose to. This is another tough pick. I'm going to reluctantly pick Atlanta.
Yeah, now Atlanta's sitting second in the division behind Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay hadn't had their bye yet, and they're 5-1. And if they lose tonight to Detroit, which Detroit is inside the red zone right now, already leading 7-0 with 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. If Tampa Bay loses this, Atlanta is only a half a game back of the division lead. And so that's a big deal. I think they got something to play for. So I'm taking the Falcons. Rick, who you got?
I'm going to be taking the Falcons also.
All right. All three of us are all the same right there. Then the next game, we've talked about it, about one of our worst teams out there. The best 1-5 team in the National Football League is the Baltimore Ravens. And they think Lamar Jackson will be back this week. But they are playing here at home. And I know I'm kind of surprised to saying this, but they're taking on a Chicago Bears team that's won the last couple of weeks, sitting 4-2 in the division. And let's not forget what happened last year between Washington and Chicago. Chicago was 4-2 last year as well, and they threw that Hail Mary up, and then Chicago proceeded to lose the next 9 games in a row. But I think Coach Johnson's got this team focused. They're looking really good on offense and defense, running the ball well. Like I said, 4-2, right there with Atlanta and Tampa Bay. I got the Bears to beat the Ravens at home this week.
I've been in denial about both of those teams all year. I keep thinking the Ravens are better than they are, and I keep thinking the Bears aren't as good as they are. And I'm going to continue my trend. I'm picking picking the Ravens.
He's picking the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's coming back is probably a good pick. Rick, who you got?
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah, that's a big pick. I think
all three have been tough so far, Steve. These games are getting...
Yeah, but you and I went 11 out of 13 this past week.
1 week, yeah.
1 week. Yeah, and with that, we're going to do the rest of the league here in just a second. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. This one's pretty simple. Jets, Bengals. Flip a coin.
I'm going with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco, of course. I don't think nobody thought the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to lose to Cincinnati, and then the way they come out and looked 33-30.
I would have bet big on it.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals as well. Rick, who you got?
I'm taking Cincinnati.
He's taking the Bengals too, and like I said, it's just about time for get our last spot in here. Let's get our last commercial that we need to play in, and then we'll come back and pick the rest of them, get you all set for the weekend. Of course, don't forget, next Monday night, we'll be covering the World Series, the biggest game in baseball will be happening. It starts Friday night. Should be fun. And the Dodgers are looking incredible. And either one of the teams that win tonight, I think the Dodgers will probably win in 5, if not 4. But we'll talk about that and more when we come back. Here, you're listening to The Bottom Line right here on WHAP, The Point.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
I just want to encourage everybody listening today. Your health matters. Your peace matters. You don't have to settle for feeling exhausted, stressed, or just stuck wherever you are. God gave us everything we need. Simple, powerful gifts from the earth to support our bodies naturally. It's not complicated. It's not overwhelming. It's just about taking one small step back to what He originally intended. You deserve to feel amazing. And natural solutions are really closer than you think. It's just a text, a phone call, or a stop by Carr Brothers away.
Start your wellness journey today. Reach out to Toni Carr Hathaway. She's been waiting for you. Text wellness to 804-212-8571.
Hemco, a family-owned business which operates as a full-service buyer, processor, and seller. Hemco purchases, collects, processes, then remits any and all salvageable materials such as copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, and much more for the recycling industry. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, located at 213 South 6th Avenue, Hopewell, Virginia. For services or questions, call Hemco at 458-8514. Open Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's Hemco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? Let Keith and Mandy at Hourglass Realty Group guide you and your family through the journey of home ownership for years to come. With over 17 years of experience as multi-million-dollar producers, they specialize in residential and commercial properties across Richmond, Chesterfield, the Tri-Cities, and surrounding areas. As partner agents with Veterans United, they take pride in helping active and retired veterans find the perfect home. Plus, Keith is a licensed notary for your convenience. Call 804-712-0188. That's 804-712-0188 today and visit them at 11801 Center Street in Chester. They're online at hourglassrealtygroup.com.
Uh-oh, stranded on the side of the road, flat tire, dead battery, no worries. Tucker Towing Service, LLC has got your back. Whether it's cars, trucks, motorcycles, or trailers, we're here to get you moving again. Need a jump start or a tire change? We do that too. Proudly serving Hopewell, VA, and surrounding areas. We're fast, reliable, and just a call away. Call Tucker Towing at 804-920-4383. or email us at tuckerstowingservice@gmail.com. Tucker Towing Service, LLC, your roadside lifeline.
Why didn't you just tell me the truth? Now, let's get back to Steve the Truth with the bottom line.
That's what I said.
That's right. That's what I said. We are at Fox Sports Studios, WHAP, The Point. This is the bottom line with Steve the Truth, featuring Harry Clary and Rick Morris. And like I said, with the first hour of the show, I want to give a shout-out again to Toni Carr Hathaway. She was here with Tony's Oily World and doing great things for the time of season with the little sniffles and different stuff. And check her out there. Stop by Carr Brothers or check her Facebook page out at Tony's Oily World. I'll get it. That is a little tongue twister right there. And take a look at the football game that's current. We are sitting there at Tampa Bay and Detroit. Detroit's up 7-0. 13:47 to go in the game, and it's third down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just shy of midfield, it looks like. So that's a big game going on. And don't forget Seattle, Houston playing at 10. And don't forget that Game 7 of the American League Championship Series between Toronto and Seattle, first pitch about 8:10 on Fox. So be sure to check that out tonight as well. And then I will stop by Carr Brothers just briefly when we get off the air. If you get a chance, come by Carr Brothers. They got several TVs up in there where you can watch the ball game and baseball game and get something good to eat as well. We want to thank all our sponsors while I got this time. K&L Barbecue, where friends meet to eat. They're located at 1410 Maple Street. Ligon Jones Insurance, Andy Clark. Of course, check them out, their new location right there on 156 in Prince George. 458-8522. Give him a call. He's my insurance guy. He will get you hooked right up. And I cannot thank enough for this past weekend, Hopewell Youth Football League. Tucker's Towing, Jerry and Melissa, they brought a flatbed out and set it out there Saturday morning to where we could sit on it with a table to where we could see over the fans so we could call the games on the radio. A special thank you to Jerry and Melissa Tucker for what they do as well for us. And don't forget Hempco, one of our newest sponsors right here on the bottom line, was a sponsor of ours for a very long time here at WHAP, and Emily and Mike and all of them are back on board with us. I want to thank that. Hempco, Hopewell Iron and Metal Company, they're located right there off of 6th Street, and be sure to if you've got metal or this, that, and the other, go down there and check them out. And I believe that's just about everything that I needed to say in that little spiel. So that's pretty good. Just about quarter to the hour of 8 o'clock. We'll be here next week, too, as well, from 6 to 8, breaking down the football game between Hopewell and Petersburg on Thursday night. And, of course, UVA taking on Carolina Saturday. And then all the football games and the Redskins, they play next Monday night against Kansas City. That's going to be a big, big game. Kansas City and Washington on Monday night to see what Washington is made of when they take on one of the best teams over the last 8 years in National Football League, and that's Kansas City at Kansas City.
And the refs.
And the refs, as a lot of people say. You're exactly right. Well, before the last segment, we are, like I said, what we do is we play this.
We have made it to the point of the show when we attempt to see into the future and make our weekly NFL picks. We will tally up our correct picks at the end of the season to determine a champion. Get ready for Who You Got.
That's right. Who You Got is what we play every Monday during the second half of the show, usually about 7:30 or so. And we already did some of the games there at the last segment. Of course, Harry sits on top with 60 wins. Rick's coming in a close second with 55, and I got 54 for the season. So, and tonight, the only game that's different between us three, Rick has Tampa Bay, and Harry and I both have Detroit tonight. So hopefully I'll be tied for second about 10 o'clock this afternoon. So
I'll be next to last, and y'all be in second.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, moving on with our picks, another big game. A team is coming off a loss. Y'all picked them to go to the Super Bowl. They're 4-2 right now. Of course, second in the division behind a New England squad that's 5-2. And that's the Buffalo Bills coming off of some tough losses They had a bye this week, so they didn't lose. And they're coming off a bye, and they're playing another team that you would not think that Buffalo should be a heavy favorite, but whoa up a minute. The Carolina Panthers are 4-3. They have a winning record right now, and Buffalo has to go to Carolina. Now, your thoughts on the game, Harry, just on the game, with Carolina being 4-3?
Well, Carolina has the teams they beat. I think they beat one good team, but most of the teams they beat were not very good teams. So I'm gonna have to go with the Buffalo Bills. And Bryce Young is one of those guys I think that needs to go.
Well, I think he was taken off the field yesterday. I'm not sure if he returned. We got to look that up and see where he sits at. But Carolina's 4-3, and you can only beat who's on your schedule. And they beat the Miamis of the world. They beat the Jets of the world, like I said. And the Buffalo Bills, after losing that game a couple weeks ago, they're 4-2. Now they have to stay pace with the New England Patriots, who sit at 4-2. And Rick, who you got? Bills, Panthers?
I'm going to be taking the Bills on this one.
The Bills it is. And I will step out on a limb and take Buffalo as well. And I really think Buffalo, this time of year, they got a lot of games coming up, because guess who they play the following week? Kansas City.
Yeah.
So that, if they overlook Carolina,
they've done well against Kansas City recently
in the regular season.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Kansas City with the big win yesterday, 4-3, and of course taking on Washington next Monday night. They'll probably be favored in that game at home.
Well, Kansas City will bring out their playoff referees when the playoffs come.
Yeah. So, a lot of people say that about that, and like I said, the officiating,
something to it there.
Yeah, the officiating this past weekend is a lot of people, especially with the call from New York. So one person sitting somewhere and just saying, "No, that's a catch," and like I said, that's really not what we want in the National Football League. If you got 4 referees, 3 of them saying it's a catch.
Well, it seems like they didn't follow the script and had to change things.
I guess that's a good way to say it. Yeah. Now, next on our list is the 49ers and Texans. Houston plays later on tonight against Seattle, and Houston ain't the team that they once were last year. Indianapolis, of course, Danny Dimes doing his thing. Colts probably the best team in the National Football League here on October 20th. Jacksonville, after that loss yesterday morning, drops to 4-3. Houston's 2-3, and with a win tonight over Seattle, they can beat 500 ball club. But like I said, taking on a 49ers team, Harry, as you mentioned before, riddled with injuries, terrible. But they got George Kittle back last night, so hopefully George Kittle can get back in the realm of thing, and Matt Jones is doing his thing too, and they're still winning. And San Francisco is coming into the game 4-2, 1 game behind the Rams, who's already had their bye. Well, San Francisco's had a bye. So I look for San Francisco to win this game against the Texans.
I do too. Texans have a very good defense. They're hard to score on, but San Francisco is well coached. They know how to win the tight games.
Yeah, Rick, what's your thoughts on the San Francisco? Well, who you got, San Francisco or Texas?
I don't have a lot of faith in the Texans, so I'm going with the 49ers.
Yeah, I don't know what's done dropped off with the Texans this year, to where last 2 years they made the playoffs and won a game last year.
They used to have an offense.
Yeah, I don't know where it went. It's just disappeared. And, Houston, let's see. All right, now we got the Browns and the Patriots. Browns coming off their second win of the season. They're 2-5, taking on a New England Patriot team that's found new life with Grable. They thinking this is the New England Patriots of old.
I'm going with Drake May.
Drake May is doing his thing. New England. All right, Rick, who you got?
The Pat Riots.
All right, New England. Like I said, I like the Browns' defense. Excuse me. I like the Browns' defense a lot. But I think New England is playing well. Drake May's playing well.
Same thing. Great defense for the Browns.
Yeah, and like I said, that quarterback just got his first win for Cleveland, and they're playing in New England. Hostile crowd. I look for New England to win.
Dylan Gabriel would have got me 1 point. He had 100 and some yards passing, no touchdowns, no interceptions. It's like just manage the game, boy. We'll win.
Yeah. Well, Tua, he was 13 for 20 and 89 yards, 2 interceptions. He didn't even hit the 100 mark. He's looking a little rough. The Giants and Eagles, big game here. They didn't play. This is the second time they played in 2 weeks.
I'm going with the Giants.
And the Giants already beat them once. And Harry's going with the Giants. Rick, who you got?
Being that they beat them 34-17 last time, I'm going to go with the Giants too. Strangely enough.
Oh Lord, I'm going to pick up some wins on this one. I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. And see if we can't get a win there. It's playing in Philadelphia. I think they're going to come in. Of course, the running back Barkley, he seems to be a little shook up, but hopefully he'll win. And the way they looked yesterday, throwing the long bomb to Brown, Devontae Smith and Brown. Philadelphia's looking really, really good right now.
Yeah, Smith looked great. He had close to a couple hundred yards.
Set a record, for most yards by a wide receiver this year. And I had him play it. And Tampa Bay taking on the Saints. I think we can all agree Tampa Bay is probably going to win this game. The New Orleans Saints, we said it a couple weeks ago, Harry, and I think they're doing it exactly that. I think Moore wants a quarterback, and he's probably
Moore.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to get that boy from Texas. That Archie Manning, the granddaddy, played at the Saints.
I wouldn't get him, but I'd get a quarterback.
Yeah, well, we stop and think about how many shirts they would sell.
They'll make money.
Yeah. So, Rick, who you got? Tampa Bay?
I got Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield's going to do his thing next week. And right now, the game is still 7-0. Looks like Tampa Bay is driving down the field. All right, then here we go. Just a couple more minutes left. We got the Titans and the Colts. That's a divisional matchup. All three of us had the Titans in our bottom 5. So I'm taking that. We're all taking the
Colts.
The Colts, yeah.
It's a division game. You never can tell, but I'll go with the Colts.
I'm going with Danny Dimes to do his thing. Indiana Jones, yeah, he's doing his thing. Cowboys at Denver, 4:25 Sunday afternoon. Can Denver do their thing that they did yesterday? Score 33, spot them 19 points and come back and win the game. I'm not really sure Denver can do that against a Cowboys defense, but Cowboys, as you said, Harry, you mentioned it earlier, how many points they have gave up, and I think this game is going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah, over-under is going to be about 65.
Yeah. So who you got?
Cowboys.
Going with the Cowboys. All right, Rick. Who you got, and tell us why.
History dictates that the Broncos have beat the Cowboys just about every game. So, I'm thinking Bo Nix is going to score 33 points per quarter. No, not really.
Well,
but Broncos will win.
When they played in the Super Bowl, who won?
Yeah, that was Super Bowl 12.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Super Bowl 12.
It was 78.
Yeah. So, Rick, you're taking the Denver Broncos?
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is.
Are you surprised?
No. And then I just mentioned it earlier about the big game when we were off air. The big game next Sunday night. The Packers travel to Pittsburgh. It's the homecoming for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay. Well, Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers against his old team, the Green Bay Packers, in Pittsburgh. Who you got?
Boy, is that a tough one. This has been the toughest picks this whole year.
Yeah, all of them are.
I'm reluctantly going with the Packers.
All right, he's going with the Pack. Rick, who you got?
I'm going to go with the Pack as well.
All right, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm picking up 2 of them. All right. The next Monday night, we'll be on from 6 to 8. And, of course, right after we get off the air, you'll be able to see the kickoff about 8:15 on ABC and ESPN. And that is the local Washington Commanders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Big game for both teams. Both team has 3 losses. I believe. No, let's see. Kansas City have 3 losses?
Yes.
Yes, both of them. Actually, Washington is 3-4. They have a losing record.
Right.
So big game for Washington to try to bounce back.
I'm going with the referees on that.
That means he's going with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I can see my wife pointing at you right now.
Rick, who you got?
I'm going to take Chiefs.
He's taking Kansas City as well.
Going with the refs.
Well, folks, We want to thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. We want to thank our guest, Toni Carr Hathaway, for being with us earlier in the first hour of the show with Toni's Oily Worlds. Be sure to check her out on Facebook if you can. Like her page, and she'll get you hooked up. Taking a look at the score right now, it's 7:42 to go in the second quarter, and Detroit's still up 7-0. Don't forget there's a game at 10 o'clock with Houston and Seattle, and the first pitch of the American League Championship Series between Seattle and Toronto, the Blue Jays, comes up at 8:10 on Fox. With that, we're going to take a break. With that, we're going to see you next Monday night right here on WHAP, The Point.
What was I just listening to?
You've been listening to Steve the Truth Nugent with The Bottom Line. On Fox Sports Radio 1340 AM.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited-time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Carr Brothers, located at 3100 Jackson Farm Road here in Hopewell. The Gathering Place has great salads, specials every day, and without a doubt, the best burger in town. Call for carryout at 458-4144. That's 458-4144. Carr Brothers.
Hi, this is Andy Clark with Ligon Jones Insurance Services. We're proud to give back to our community by supporting local youth sports and encourage you all to get out and cheer for your team. We're a local independent agent representing Erie Insurance and several others. Give us a call at 804-458-8522 or stop by our new location at 5392 Prince George Drive, Suite B, and let us show you what old-fashioned customer service feels like. We can be your insurance concierge and save you money. www.ligonjones.com.
K&L Barbecue at 1410 Maple Street, inside Cavalier Square, Hopewell. Wants you to know they have great specials on the daily menu, such as hamburger steaks, grilled chicken, a lightly fried chicken sandwich, and of course, the best chicken and dumplings in the Tri-Cities. And don't forget about their world-famous barbecue and sauce. Dine in or carry out at K&L Barbecue. Call 458-4241. That's 458-4241 for K&L Barbecue.
This is Donovan McNabb, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve Nugent right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
This is Mark Malone, and you're listening to The Bottom Line with Steve the Truth Nugent right here on Sports Radio 1340 WHAP Hopewell.
You're listening to WHAP The Point.